Okay, we're live. Welcome to another town hall. Small group today. John is enjoying the wonderful beauty of Ireland with his 94-year-old mother, which is so cool. And so he won't be with us today. We'll skip his action item here. This next one is for me, and I haven't done it yet. This is to update our new user email, the info that goes out when they join the hub. I just haven't had time. Adam, I know you've been trying to get a hold of Brent Hollers. Any response?
Not yet. Yeah, I was
Okay,
gonna see if Sarah might have a little bit of more luck there,
not a bad
or if he
idea.
was going to be joining the education group today.
Oh, that might
He,
be.
I don't think he'll be there today, but I can definitely reach out to him as well.
That would be awesome. Thank you, Sarah.
But
Okay.
Adam, if you can make it, I unfortunately will have to leave a little bit early, and I know it's going to be a lively group. One of the chapter leaders of Stony Brook will be there with a few members from his team, and they are especially interested in outreach and how
Oh,
to reach um,
let me see.
people who could benefit from the devices that they're working on. So
I am. Yeah, it's next hour, right?
yes,
Yeah, I can
it's
do that.
great. I'm so glad. Thank you.
Hmm.
So that starts at 12 Eastern, right?
Yes,
Okay,
12
got it.
EDT.
Beautiful. And well, we'll get to that later. Okay, action items. The rest of these are mine. Follow up
Yeah.
with Ian about the NIH 3D print exchange. I did. He and I have a meeting scheduled for Tuesday, March 28th. I will report back after that. Help Adam create business cards. Well, I don't know how much help I was. Were you able to get business cards created with what I gave you?
I am. Yeah, the images are perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
I I'm kind of I'm persnickety when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I've been designing something for the last week. I haven't
Oh,
ordered them yet.
wonderful. Yeah.
But I'm torn because I know that I'm getting reimbursed. So I'm really want to get these translucent ones, but I know that I need to be more conservative. So I'm going
I don't
to.
know about that, Adam. We're not talking about a huge cost there.
I know, but still, these are donated funds, and I don't want to get something ostentatious. I'm
fair
working on
enough.
it,
Fair
but
enough. But yeah, I'm sure they'll be beautiful and we can reuse that design for others if needed, if they're going
oh,
to
that's
e-NABLE
true.
events. So
No,
yeah.
they man, it's really incredible. There's like this frosted translucent stuff that's really striking, that I think would be a little bit more memorable, rather than just creating
You
more
know,
paper trash. But
I would not discount that. I think that's important. It gives if it gives a unique character and we're a unique community, I would say give it some serious consideration. It might be worth the extra cost.
okay, I'll look at it. I'll send
Yeah.
a couple of options, and
And then if we,
hopefully I'll have
especially
those
like I
by
said,
next
if
week.
we can kind of provide, maybe write something up on the hub, if you're doing events, here's how you can, work with us and we can get you the business cards that look exactly the same. We could order through the same source, just change the information on them and we could maybe have those available for other, key folks that are doing events.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds great.
Okay. Show Adam the enable print materials and swag we have available, which I did. Do you have everything you need there?
Yep, I'm all good.
Great. Connect TNR with Illinois Assistive Technology Program, and we had discussion about that. And Adam was very, I think, very appropriately said that we want to be careful. She's got a lot going on, and we are going to bring her in at the appropriate time. But we're
Well,
not
I
just
actually
gonna.
spoke with her yesterday.
Oh, did you? Okay,
Yep. Yeah, we connected yesterday. Want a quick update there?
please, yeah.
Yeah. So Tynar, if you're listening to the recording of this later, I don't want to commit on your behalf or speak for you, but just really quickly, a high level overview of what we discussed was really just going over the outreach initiatives that touch on the healthcare side a little bit more. She is really, or she expressed a high level of interest in being as engaged here as we need.
Oh, wonderful.
So she's really ready to go, and she's a rock star. She does 3D printing. She's an occupational therapist. She's based out of Brazil. She works with kiddos primarily. She's currently working for a center that provides assistance to individuals with autism. So she's not working directly with amputees as much right now. But she's very young, she's very energetic. And I'm just so excited that she's on board.
That is
She and
exciting.
I, yeah, we're talking about how we can establish that network of healthcare practitioners. She's got some ideas that she shared, and we're really focused on trying to establish some guidelines and standards that can be followed for all members of the community, and also trying to create a space like a space in the wiki, so that whatever country you're in or whatever area you're in, you can quickly check the guidelines that are specific to where you're located,
Wonderful.
to help guide how to engage and what you can and can't do. So
That's
yeah,
terrific. Boy, that's to have you and her, two powerhouses, we're gonna get
yeah,
a
I'm
lot,
excited. I think
a
it'll be
lot of
great.
progress. Yeah. Okay, so I'm crossing that one off for me. Share the Assistive Device Academy info on the hub. I did. I put up a post and shared that and got some nice comments back. It really is a wonderful resource, totally free. So, and I put that, let's see, I put it in a post. I think I also, no, I was going to put it under, we have a helpful links section. I think I still need to put it in there. But anyway, that has been shared. Don't have any guest presentations. John talked about James Quilty, but we don't have a date on that yet. Here's our metrics. Thanks to Rick for that, who I hope we'll see again soon. He's not been available for a while due to some health things, but I hope you're doing well, Rick, if you're out there. Let's see. I don't think there's anything really to call attention to here. We still have a really good, healthy fund balance, and I hope we'll be able to start putting that to good use because we have a lot of big projects to do. So let's move on to our hub posts. Thank you for doing this, Sarah. Rich, let's see. Hand finger assist device needed for pediatric stroke patient. Okay. So they're looking to assist with finger opening for pediatric stroke patients. So this is, and what are they showing here? Are these, Adam, help me out here. Are these things
Oop.
that they're currently using?
Oh, sorry, I zoned out for a minute. Yeah, so this is a post in the hub, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is something that it looks like a new member joined. He has a 6-year-old son who has a history of stroke, it looks like affecting his right side. And he was creating some devices to assist with some, I believe, therapeutic opening. So
I
it's
see.
just,
And
yeah.
he's basically trying to sort of like glue and hobble things together. Probably doesn't have a 3D printer from the look of it.
Does he not? I thought that he was indicating that he did.
Maybe. I'm just
Um,
looking at the pictures here. Maybe he was just trying to take a different approach. Let's see.
I mean, honestly, some of these things could be devices that were given to him in rehab, which again
Sure,
is
sure.
another sort of example of why having a partnerships with rehab centers could be really advantageous to therapists in those settings.
Yeah, okay. So he does talk about getting the 3D files. So yeah, you're probably right. He probably does have a 3D printer.
Yep. So I just shared some basic information about this meeting that we're in right now. And yeah, it looks like a bunch of people already jumped in to help.
Wonderful. Excellent. So I think that's in good hands. I'm going to move on to the next one. Mike, V2 arm. Let's see. Excited to complete my first build, unlimited arm V2-1. I had to split up the forearm piece because of the bed size. We've talked about this before, and then drive a creative way to link glue the two halves together. Next time I'll try half lap joint and snap pins combined with glue. Printed on Ender 3 V2 with PLA. Let's take a look at these images. Oh, they're pretty small. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I see the joint. Oh, interesting. I see he did these little dog bone joints. Very nice. Very nice. I mean, that looks like it would be pretty strong as long as the right adhesive is used. It looks like he did a really nice job. Well, I wish I could see that one better. It's a little low resolution, but it looks like, yeah, very cool.
Is this Mike Corson who shared this?
It is.
Yeah, so Mike is also, he's based in Texas. This is kind of jumping around a bit, but
Yeah,
he
okay.
has expressed interest in
restarting that chapter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and for the assisted
I
tech.
just saw that. Yeah.
So
We will talk about that as well. I think I have that as a ticket in the ticketing system, which we'll be looking at shortly.
oh, cool.
Yeah. So, but this looks really cool. Oh, and he did some more testing and found this connection glue scheme seemed to work the best on the forearm split piece for the unlimited arm. For glue here, I had good results with PVC cement. Need to be sure to
Wow.
sand the surfaces, clamp well, wipe excess off immediately, and let cure for 24 to 38 hours. The PLA broke before the joint did. I suspected that would be the case if you used the right adhesive. That's great. Very nice. That's great information. Thank you, Mike. Now I wonder, did he share these STLs for his modified files? Because those would be really useful to others. I wonder if he's put those up on Thingiverse. It'd be nice if we did. It looks like he came up with a different kind of a joining mechanism where he has pegs that fit into holes now. I'd be interested to see how. So he's tried two different types of joining. So I'd love to hear more about how they compared, and then it seems like this one maybe worked best for him, but I'd love to get the newer STLs shared so others, because we get that kind of request all the time for the people with smaller beds. Adam, care to talk about this?
Which one is this?
Shared this article?
Oh, yeah, nothing really special. This is more just a, hey, check this out.
Neurally
It
controlled bionic legs. Wow.
specifically with osseointegration. So this is the pylon, the point of connection is buried in the bone itself.
Wow.
So it's really exciting. This is actually something that I was tracking when I was in grad school about a decade ago. Osseointegration is, by all accounts, everything that, or, and granted, my eyes have been not quite as trained here as they were back then, but there's been a lot of reticence in the States to trial osseointegration because of the perceived risk of infection. But that appears to be incredibly low. I mean, they've been doing it in animals for a long time, and they've been doing it globally in centers that have really promising results. So you don't worry about the, this is primarily for lower extremity, so it's less this community's cup of tea. But it's the big concern with lower extremity prosthetic technology is that point of contact, the socket, and skin breakdown, and
well,
all the stuff that comes with it.
I do think there's some relevance here, Adam, because I'm looking at this, and no, our community wouldn't have any part to play in producing the devices or, providing them. But think about 3D printed fairings, aesthetic coverings that go over this to give it the shape,
for sure,
nice designs and things like that. There, if there was some kind of a sort of a standardized attachment point, there could be some possibilities there.
Yeah, that's really cool. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. There's another group doing 3D printed fairings for legs like that, and I can't remember the name right now, but I'll.
Well, I mostly shared that because Shirley Ryan is my white whale. I'd love to get a contact there. In fact, I was stalking people on LinkedIn this week and sent out a number of requests to therapists and physicians. So we'll see how that goes.
Wonderful. Okay. And last we have Veer robotics team. Rising senior, San Jose, California, school robotics team, Leland 604 Quicksilver Robotics, and I are interested in fabricating these 3D printed prosthetics. Over 80.
This is just like last week's Clueless robotics team.
Okay. Over 80 dedicated students. That's wonderful. And you've already responded. Great. And they're going to talk to the team about joining the new member meetup. So you gave them the guidance they need. Thank you both, Sarah and Adam. Really nice how you guys are helping people to kind of get onboarded and get them in the right place. Okay, so recurring meetings. We do have today the education and new member meetup that's coming up right after this. Will be 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight. And it's worth mentioning, especially for those that aren't in the US, that the United States is now permanently on daylight savings time. We will not be switching back and forth anymore. Why they decided to keep us on daylight savings instead of just keeping us on standard, I don't know, but we are on daylight savings time. So we will be, PDT, CDT, EDT, etc. From here on out. Hopefully that will start to reduce some of the confusion over time. Which is, by the way, GMT -5 for me. I guess it would be GMT -4 now for Eastern. And so we have that meeting today. And then for March, thank you, Sarah, for putting this together. We've got, let's see, today is the Education New Member Meetup. Ian Roy will be leading that. And we have the Bionic Design Group coming up on next Friday. And that is going to be led by Vivek. And they're looking for people to share their interesting projects. So if that's your area of interest, bionics and powered types of devices, please, reach out. There's an email address there. And of course, we have these town halls every week. I want to call attention again to the fact that Adam has a call out for papers and posters for the conference he's going to be attending. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that, Adam, what you're looking for?
Yeah, this isn't specifically for the AOTA next month.
Oh,
this
okay.
is more just generally for, looking forward. I don't anticipate there being nearly enough time to get anything together for next month. This is mostly for if we are going to be attending conferences, and also just for, putting material out into the ecosystem to raise e-NABLE's awareness and maybe help to get people working together on some non-direct fabrication projects. It seemed like a good opportunity for some community building. So really what we're looking for is some opportunities to explore any topics that are of specific interest to anyone in the community. So if this is testing a certain material, if you've got a really interesting case study, I'm just thinking of Rick down in Florida and like all of his really interesting work that he's doing there would be great. I've actually messaged him on the hub, and he's indicated that he's really interested in participating in this. And I know that he has mentioned an assistant, a research assistant of some kind.
Adam, have we
down there.
connected you with Saif Savage?
Yeah, so I messaged Saif and Kevin Window
Excellent.
in the hub as well, but I haven't heard back from them. It's been a little
Okay.
over a week now.
Because I know she had done a lot of good formalized research and
Right.
published papers and all that. That might.
Yeah, she's doing like real research. I'm just looking for little stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, she's doing peer reviewed stuff with grants and whatnot. What I'm thinking is trying to make this, and I think that's amazing. I'm not trying to discount. I'm looking for anything that could be accessible by any members of the community. Something that
Got it.
Could be done produced on a smaller scale and potentially be publishable. But really, I'm just trying to get people, give them some opportunities for group work.
Have you talked to Eric Bubar?
Nope, I haven't. Not about this.
Okay.
I have on a call.
He'd be a good one to talk to. He has done some wonderful projects, including testing rigs, the box and block test, and other types of test rigs that I think would be really nice because we want to get other people doing that kind of thing. He's done all kinds of interesting work with bionics. He really has explored a lot. And of course, being a professor, he'd be, I think, a good person to put that into an understandable, easy to digest kind of a form.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds great.
If he has time. I don't know what his life is like these days.
Sure.
Worth checking in. He's on the hub.
Okay.
Of course, we're partnering with the Illinois Assistive Technology Program. I hope that a lot of our volunteers are aware of this now. We put it on the hub. More importantly, Adam is working to duplicate this program throughout the country because every state has an assistive technology program like this, and it provides a wonderful
state and territory.
And territory, yeah. And it provides a wonderful opportunity for our volunteers that have these 3D printers and want to do some good, but they've been having a hard time connecting with people that need the prosthetics. Well, here's a whole new world we can help with, just printing devices that don't need assembly. You just print and ship and you can help people. So it's just really cool. I think
this is especially exciting. Sorry to cut you off, Jeremy.
No, it's okay.
But this is, I think, a really great way. Because people join and I think that an issue that we have is they join, they anticipate there being an immediate need, and then there's no need. So I think exactly. So I think this is a great way to keep people engaged, like right out of the gate. And say, hey, if you want to print something, or especially if you're new to 3D
while
printing,
you're waiting for that prosthetic case, here's something you can do. Yeah,
here's some things that you can do to make a tangible improvement in people's lives.
Absolutely, I think it's wonderful, and I look forward to seeing this duplicate. Now, one of the things I'm sorry, go ahead, Adam.
I'm sorry, Jeremy.
No, please. We
keep
have a little lag. That's all.
I know. I think I've got a lag here, and yep, exactly. I think I'm stepping on your toes.
Mm-mm.
So in the assistive technology program space in the hub, I went ahead and pinned a link to a Google sheet if you wanted to hop over there. But I kind of did I fired the trigger without consulting anyone. So sorry if this is getting ahead of myself. But I wanted to establish, I'm calling them ATP champions, but really these are just like the people and or chapters who are going to be the primary points of contact in a given state.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
I assigned you as the champion for Illinois. I'm the champion for Missouri. Without his permission, I went ahead and just set Mike
Perfect.
as the champion for
Yes.
Texas. But
Excellent.
really, we need to have a meeting here of all of the, to sort of kick this off formally and get a process
Exactly.
in place. But my thought is that there might be like, if not a monthly, at least a quarterly meeting of all of these state champions, leaders, whatever you want to call it. We really are just going to need to establish who the points of contact is, who the point of contact is for each state ATP, identify the need, and then outline some project goals so that people know what the device requirements are and what how we can help. A lot of states are more like switches and board type stuff where it's like getting electronic technology in place. Others like Illinois, Missouri are more just I'll say dumb because I don't know another a better word for it, but not like electronic. It's really just like simple plastic.
Okay.
But dumb as in not like powered electronic, not dumb
Right.
as in pointless or stupid. I need a better word for that in my notes here. But yeah, so I think there's a lot of good to be done, and I really don't think this is going to take a whole lot of lift on any individual level, which is kind of the exciting thing about it.
Well, and so what I was going to say is I'm hoping that because we posted this in the hub, I'm hoping that people have already been starting to print the where is it? Is this here? No. IATP makers. I'm hoping that people have already started to print these things and start, oh, look, they already added some subcategories here.
Oh, did they? Neat.
Customized products and daily living. At least I don't remember seeing that before. I think they just broke them down into categories. It looks like the same items. Oh no, there's some new stuff here. I don't think I saw that gyro cup holder before. Inhaler gripper. Yeah. So anyway, it looks like they're continuing to do work on this, but regardless, I'm hoping people are already starting to print these things and send them in. It occurred to me that we don't really have visibility into that until our friends at IATP start saying, hey, here's what we've received. But one thing that we can do, I'm jumping ahead here, is let's create a new badge, or at least one, maybe multiple, but at least one new badge for people that have printed assistive tech for this program. I guess regardless of state, even it doesn't matter. But that way they can claim a badge, and we can see how many people are claiming those badges. At least gives us some sense of participation. It's certainly not.
Yeah, and it would be great if we could track in the space, like, hey, we ship. I mean, I don't know what kind of scale. Here's the thing about what I do. I'm printing a lot of checks that I don't have to cash myself. Like, we've got all this potential in this community, and I'm like, oh yeah, we can do this, and it's 100% just leaning on other people doing the actual work.
Well, that's how this community works. We need people like you to come up with the brilliant ideas, and others can help execute on them. But maybe one part of this could be that while we're establishing these programs, we have that conversation that our volunteers are going to make these things free of charge. They're going to cover the cost of materials. They're going to cover the cost of shipping them to you. We will do this at no charge to you. The only thing that we ask in return is that on a monthly basis, you provide us some data about what you're receiving.
Yeah, that's good.
Then we could share that in the hub of, hey, we've made so many of these, and we could provide some feedback to the community.
I wonder what the best mechanism for that is, because what I don't want is for somebody to be getting like 200 emails a month from different state programs saying, hey, we got this, hey, who do I talk to about that?
We could set up a simple Google form that they fill out. It would take them 30 seconds, and a Google form goes right into a spreadsheet. So we would have a spreadsheet populated with all those results from all the different states, and all we'd have to do is go in there and pull out the monthly sum.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That's easy. I could help you set that up.
Okay, cool.
And all we do is then we have an email that we send to our contacts there and say, hey, take a minute, please fill out this form each month. You know, maybe we start a new newsletter through our benchmark email program specifically for these AT partners. And we create a new email list that has all of our contacts at these different AT programs. And once a month, we send a different email specifically to them, asking them to please click here to submit your data from last month.
Yeah,
And
I
and
don't know
any
how
other
that works,
news,
but that
it would
sounds
be kind
great.
of a newsletter for that program too. We can share any other new partnerships and other, it can be kind of a newsletter specifically for these partners.
Yeah, awesome. I love it.
So something to think about. I obviously that's yet something else we need somebody to help us with. And Sarah, I don't want to put you on the spot, but something to think about if you're able to help us with that, maybe give it some thought.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so let's move on here. On the topic of outreach, Adam, why don't you take the lead here and just anything you care to talk about or share, if you have anything.
Yeah, we've done a little bit this week. I sent out a couple of follow-up communications with some folks that that I've already shared some updates on, like Ability KC here in town. I'm hoping that I'm going to have an in-person meeting there to talk to their therapists and give a little presentation about what e-NABLE is now that we've got this partnership coming online, and how it's really meant to be like a two-way. How do we had people come in and sell us products over like the lunch hour and that kind of thing. So there's a mechanism in place for this kind of stuff. But I really want to just get a better sense for, in addition to the sort of patient level needs, what can we provide to therapists on a rehab engineering basis to supply them with tools that maybe they're lacking or don't have ready access to.
Right.
What else? Hey, let me just look at your list. That might be
Sure.
easier. Medical professionals. Yep. And I'm working with Tainara. She's probably going to be taking the lead on establishing a healthcare community in
Oh,
e-NABLE.
wonderful.
So that's
Okay.
going to be kind of passing on to her. I don't know. I doubt she has a real job, unlike me. So I don't know if she'll be able to join town halls every single week,
Of
but maybe
course.
she can give an occasional update. Um,
This stuff we covered
Oh,
before.
this is from last week. Can
Yeah,
you scroll up just a little bit?
of
Actually,
course. Sorry about that.
you're good. Afghan initiative. I'm kind of stuck at the requiring access to the already built hands, and if we
Yeah.
don't have that, we just need somebody to build a couple that they don't mind just shipping out, something adult sized, that could be used as like a test fit for people on the ground there.
And we
So
might want to pursue those in parallel, Adam. I actually recently had a teacher that wanted to do a workshop with her students, but she didn't have access to a 3D printer. And I put
okay,
a call out to the community and they did provide, in this case, it was 6 sets of parts that she needed. It was actually one volunteer that did all 6, and then I did one myself because she needed 7. But I think if you put a call out there, there are a lot of volunteers on the hub that would be willing to print and send. And
okay.
probably do the assembly too. So yeah, that it might
Um,
be worth doing that.
Great. Let me talk to you offline about that,
Sure.
about the best way to approach that.
Sounds good.
Helping Hands, no updates there. Grit 3D is that pathway is still open if they're interested in engaging. I've sent a couple of messages, haven't heard back yet. But right now there's a hospital director in Pakistan who is going to be the go-between, and
Got it.
that's our logistics route. State ATPs we already talked about. Makers Making Change. I've got a meeting with, oh my gosh, what is his name?
When is that meeting?
That's the end of this month, and his name is coming up. Hold on, it's something. He's got a name, but he's sort of my counterpart at Makers
That's
Making
fine.
Change in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be meeting. I think it's the last week of March.
I really look forward to hearing about that one because there's a lot of synergy there. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
There's synergy and not a ton of overlap, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that they're doing their thing, and I don't think we're going to be chomping into their pie.
Right.
if we so I think it's good. So I don't know what the OTPT group of Britannia is. That's ringing a bell, but I don't remember what that was
Yeah,
specifically.
I don't either.
I think John added that.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's
Okay.
that's all good. The only other thing is I created a LinkedIn a page. The e-NABLE didn't have one. It didn't look like.
Oh, wow.
So I went ahead and just created that. I invited you and John. I think I invited Sarah as well. Actually, I just connected with Sarah on LinkedIn like just
Okay.
now. So I still need to send an invite to join. So there wasn't a place for anyone to just go to like the centralized e-NABLE space. So you should be able to see that. Maybe not.
I'm
If you
so not familiar with LinkedIn.
well, it's terrible. It's a horrible UI. Can you go to the search bar,
Search bar. Okay.
top left, and just enter e-NABLE? It's under engineer. Oh, down at the bottom. Oh no, that's e-NABLE Greece. Get rid of that hyphen there.
Oh, that's e-NABLE Web Central.
I know, and they're all over the place. This is not it.
No.
Ugh.
Well, we can
It
come back
doesn't.
to it next time. You'll
Yeah,
find
we'll
it. Share a
come
link
back to
with
it.
me, and we'll.
Yeah, I just created the page this morning because it was striking me that we don't really have a presence. Thought it'd be good if we had some regular things rolling out there through our networks, just getting some hashtags going. And I know that LinkedIn is where social media goes to die, but I
No,
think that it would
it's
be
still a valuable
yeah.
resource,
I think as
especially
a starting point, it's something.
especially I think more at the organizational level,
Yeah.
which is very relevant to what you're doing with outreach and partnership. So I think it's very wise to have a presence there.
Yeah. So we'll try to start getting a couple of things going. If anyone else wants to be an admin of that page, of course, I'm more than willing to spread that around. So
Adding Sarah in on that would be a good idea.
okay. Yep. Sounds good.
How are you doing for the conference? Are you all set? Do you have everything you need? I know you're still working on the business cards. Is there anything else that we can do to help you with that?
Yeah, I think it would be good to have that little bag of like knickknacks, like little branded 3D printed doodads that would be good
Got it.
to hand out with the
Yes.
business cards.
We talked about that. Okay.
So I
we
don't
got to
know
pick a
what
model.
specifically. Yeah.
Whoops. Thingiverse. So I know there's a couple on here.
I was thinking like a tiny hand would be interesting if that would be
Yeah,
doable.
okay.
I like
You
that
could,
heart thing.
there's these little paper clips. Those are nice little handouts.
Okay, that's cool. That's good. What
Yeah.
about like a finger, like a prosthetic finger?
Well, they actually look at this. We have an
Oh, look at
e-NABLE
that.
keychain
Keychains.
finger.
Exactly. It's a little ghoulish, but yeah, let's
That's not a bad idea though. So you pick, but if that's the one that you think would be good, let's pick a design or a couple of designs and let's put up a post on the hub. Let's link to the Thingiverse pages and just say, hey, if anyone who can print some of these, send them to this address and you'll just start getting them.
okay. Yeah, I wonder if it would be kind of cool if it were like branded in such a way, like whatever is printed had e-NABLE's logo and web address.
It's not going to do a logo, but I can just barely see that they did put e-NABLE on the side of the finger here.
Okay.
It doesn't show up well on this print, but a higher quality print would show that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, web address might be a tall order.
that would be hard in 3D printing. Yeah. But if you have any other ideas, if it's something doable, it's fine. But I think it's mainly just a matter of picking the right design and then putting a post on the hub, kind of a call to action. We can maybe pin that post for a while since it's time sensitive and see what we can get for you.
Okay, cool. That sounds great.
Okay. We've talked about an AI assisted welcome bot, which I think is a wonderful idea. I don't have the bandwidth to really dive into it yet, but there's so much rapid progress with this. Obviously, they have released a ChatGPT API now, and just recently they have launched GPT-4, which is mind-blowing if you haven't seen it. Are you aware of this, Adam?
I haven't. I don't have the
N-
plus.
Not a,
So
no, not the, you don't need that. It's just, this is the latest language model that they have put
oh,
out now. So
I thought you had to have plus to use for. I'm familiar. I watched
I
a
think you might
demo,
be
but
right, because I only looked briefly, but the thing itself, I mean, it's, if I recall correctly, it's something like 100 times more powerful
it's crazy.
than
Yeah, it's
ChatGPT. And
like
the thing that
making like a full yeah whatever.
the thing that really blew me away in the demo is it's able to understand images. So they showed an image of just a scene out on a road, and in the middle of the road there's this,
uh-huh.
some kind of a weight, and attached to that is a whole big huge bunch of hot air balloons, and they're tied down to this weight with the string. And in the
Uh-huh.
demo they just typed in, what happens if we cut the string?
Oh no,
And
that's
GPT
terrifying.
responded, the balloons would float away.
Oh geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah. So it's real, it just, God, the pace of this is really
Yeah.
just fascinating. Anyway, so we're going to work on some kind of an AI bot. To be honest, at the rate these things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up needing very little code. I think there's going to be a plugin or something that somebody else builds that we'll be able to kind of just drop in on the hub without too much trouble, because it seems like the direction they're going is needing much less sort of custom training, and more where you can just kind of feed it massive amounts of
Right.
documents and web pages, and it'll just kind of learn what it needs to about us. So I think that's the direction it's heading. But for now, it's just kind of something we're sort of looking at. I don't think we're actually doing any work on that yet. Okay, so I don't think we have to talk about this. I'm just kind of gathering a list of some of the other assistive tech repositories out there, and I would like to keep building this list because I know there are a lot of good repositories. But over time, I'd like to start to bring some of these various types of open source designs for assistive tech into our new repository on the NIH 3D Print Exchange that I'll be talking to Ian about. So, anyone that's willing to have them, up there with ours, I think we could have a really nice and expanding catalog of various kinds of assistive tech where we're pulling from all these different sources. So anyone that knows of other good repositories, let's just kind of keep building this list so that we can eventually look at pulling those in. We talked about a new badge for those that are printing these assistive tech devices, which we'll have to work on. I guess I should probably put that, I'm going to put that as an action item for me because nobody else is going to do that.
Rick made a badge recently. I don't know if he's
Did
still
he?
engaged. Yeah, I thought he made the Splints for Ukraine badge.
Well, he did an initial prototype. I ended up doing the actual badge.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just because I wanted to keep the styling a little bit more consistent with our other badges. But I'm happy to do things differently. That was just the easiest way to get it out there. I have a template in Illustrator that kind of, like I said, just kind of keep some of the styling and fonts and all that the same. And so I just used
Gotcha.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. The matching platform, I would really love to make some forward progress on this. It really is going to become important because I just don't feel like e-NABLE Web Central is serving us well anymore. And so I just don't, I've had a number of discussions with different people that have expressed interest in getting involved with this, but nothing has really panned out. I'm really looking for somebody that is interested in really getting into a project, really helping us to get this going. I don't even think it's all that much work. It's kind of cleaning up the WordPress site and adjusting the content to be more oriented towards what we have going here, primarily in the US, just a little bit less focused on France, more focused on this, though we want it to serve the global community. And plugging in some Google API keys and then starting to work on expanding the translations and things like that. I don't think it's a massive effort, but I do need somebody that's willing to kind of take the lead on it and is willing to put in some work over time, knowing that you'd be doing something that is really going to have an impact on our whole community. And if that sounds appealing to anyone, please reach out. I still have not found someone to really take this on.
Is Thierry, I think it's Okidum
Yep.
with e-NABLE France, is he involved in that at all?
Well, he gave it to us. I mean, they're the ones that built
Gotcha.
the whole platform, and they gave us a whole copy of their code and a copy of their database, and that's what we have up now. But what's left is
Gotcha.
we now have to, customize it for us. We have to just, it's nothing, we don't need to build the platform. We just need to, make it ours, change the content on some of the pages. And like I said, just make it a little bit more US centric. And then start expanding out the translations to be more inclusive of the other regions. But I think the first piece is getting it launched with more US centric sort of content, welcoming people to the community and all that, making a good landing site, getting the matching, the map based matching stuff working. And then we can go live with it and start, transitioning people from e-NABLE Web Central into that, start using it to match people with people by proximity, et cetera. And then we can move into the process of expanding on the translations and opening it to more and more people in different languages. But I think that can be a second phase. But we do need some help to get it to where we can go live with it. So just putting that call out there again. Still working on the Trello initiative. I guess you and I need to regroup on this, Adam, right?
Yeah. I think that when we last spoke on this, we were deliberating between splitting into multiple boards.
Yes. That will help in terms of how we embed it in the hub. So let's get a meeting going, Adam, you and I, when time permits. I am going to be traveling here coming up pretty soon. I'm going to be leaving probably on the 23rd or 24th of this month, and I will be out of town until the 12th of April, but I will still be able to be on, Zoom stuff. I'll have access, so that doesn't necessarily mean.
Do you want to send me an invite? I'm open pretty much all day next Tuesday until 2:30 p.m.
Well, how about this? Usually it's easiest if I just send you my Calendly link and then you can pick a date and time that work for you. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
You can just click on that and it'll show you all of my availability, and you can just pick one that works for you and it'll automatically set up a Zoom meeting for us and we'll be good to go.
Love it.
Whoops, coming back to this. Okay, last thing I want to go into today, we don't need to get to the rest of these topics, but I do want to look at our ticketing system here. So there's 3 tickets here, and one of them I think I missed. It appears to me that Rick forwarded this to my direct email and I missed it. So this is someone, Liv, from the UK-based refugee charity Refugees. And they're helping people that have been displaced from the Turkey-Syria earthquake situation. And they're trying to help someone named Khaled, a 16-year-old boy studying business at school. He got trapped for 3 days as his house collapsed, had to have both his legs amputated. And he's a young boy that feels his life is now over as he's lost both his legs. He has little hope of continuing to live and is very pessimistic about his situation. I don't even know how to respond to this because I don't feel like we're in a good position to help with legs. And I also wonder about an injury being so new. I don't know that anyone can do much of anything until proper healing has taken place. Adam, maybe you can help me out on what is an appropriate response to this.
I mean, I, I, I come from a position of privilege where we have, you know, a functional health network and access to psychologists and social workers and things, and this is really outside of my realm of expertise, like so many things are. I mean, gosh, I've just worked with so many. How old is the kid?
16.
They've worked with so many kids who have lost both legs. I don't know how high his amputation is. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like going through that. But there's so much that can be done now. I think that the WHO is really not. I don't know. The Red Cross, WHO. There's got to be some contact somewhere that's currently on the ground who can get them hooked up with services. But I really worry about someone like that getting missed and then something happening. Oof. I know that there are makers in that region, including France and Pakistan, that have experience with fabricating legs. I don't think they need someone in our community. I think they need, they need a prosthetist to work
Yeah.
with them, because that's a highly complicated case.
Yeah, that's
Um,
kind of what I figured.
in terms of healing, it's going to be a couple of months before the skin can bear a device. But I think for now, yeah, I think for now, more than prosthetics, in terms of like getting fitted right now, just getting exposed to what like lower extremity amputee athletes are able to do, just exposing the kid to you know to showing how functional you can be,
Yeah.
especially if you have limb loss when you're young and fit and everything. um
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's going to be the most important thing, just
And
showing
I
that
don't know if
life is
I don't
not
know if
over.
there's any I don't know if there's any possibility of providing some kind of therapy for him, but that would also be, I think, really helpful
Oh
if
yeah, for sure, but I
yeah.
don't know what they're gonna I mean, their
Yeah.
system's got to be just completely overwhelmed with
Right.
cases
Well,
like
it's not
his.
even clear here where he is. I mean, this person is in the UK and they're helping people who have been displaced by the Turkey series. So he might be in the
Oh,
UK. I don't
interesting.
know.
Well, hey,
It's not
that's
clear.
that's hugely different then. If the
Yeah.
NHS is able, I mean, they've got yeah, they've got services all over the place. So yeah, I would say, counseling and getting hooked up with a physio and having just like a dedicated care team on hand is going to be
Okay.
way more important than relying on, a bunch of yahoos like us.
I agree. I think what I'll do is I'll respond and share this part of our discussion and just, you know, share what we talked about here.
Yeah.
Okay. The other one here is a chapter
E-NABLE, not
inquiry.
there for the serious stuff. That's our motto.
Right. Right. We are the amateurs. This is a chapter inquiry reaching out on behalf of the e-NABLE Toronto chapter to request an update of the contact information. Okay, that's something Rick will handle. And here we go. Mike Corson, is the Dallas chapter still active? He hasn't been able to reach him. He hasn't seen any posts since 2020, and he's offering to help revive it. Thank you so much, Mike. Is this something that we kind of leave do we have Rick sort of coordinate with him? Are you already talking with Mike, Adam?
I mean,
Sarah, yeah.
the activity of the chapter, yeah, he posted about that on the hub too, and I thought it was pretty well addressed, and that's how he
Oh,
became
okay.
the
I didn't see that, but good.
the uh Adams Texas leader
Champion.
Okay.
for
Yep.
assistive tech, and he'll be at the education meeting today too. So
Great. Okay. So I'll just respond to this ticket and let him know that it sounds like this has already been discussed in the hub, and we would love to have him help however he's willing. So I'll get back to him. And I think that's about all we need to go through today. I still have not been able to resolve the Azure billing, which is very unfortunate because
Oh, geez.
obviously that's very
Yeah,
important,
that's
but
expensive.
they have not, I scheduled that consultation, with the people that could help me figure this out. They never got a hold of me. They never scheduled anything. I don't even know
Huh,
how to get a hold of a human being here.
that's wild.
So I'm struggling with this. I'm going to keep working on it. I just don't know what to do next. I mean, honestly, one of the more obvious things to do to get the costs under control is to shut down e-NABLE Web Central, because that's using a lot of resources, but I can't do that until we get the new matching platform online. And so it's a tricky situation. I did renew the nonprofit grant, so we are back on the grant, but we're going to chew through that. And then we'll be back to getting billed. I'll be back to getting billed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have to figure something out. But
Jeremy, I don't know. You shoulder so much of the actual responsibility of keeping the lights on here. Um, hmm. I apologize. I don't really know how things work on that end. Is there anything I can do to assist? I'm not really sure where to go about making a
no, I
correction
appreciate the
there.
offer, Adam, but I think it's really, I need an Azure expert, either from Microsoft or somebody else who knows how to get things done and set things up
Yeah.
properly. I'm pretty sure that there are changes we can make to our Azure setup in terms of the configuration of our virtual machines and how many resources they're using, and maybe lowering the RAM, lowering the number of CPUs, because we probably don't need as much power as what we have set up, and that would bring the cost down. I just don't know how to do
Okay.
that right. I just need somebody that's more knowledgeable.
Huh.
So yeah, I keep putting the call out, but I haven't found anyone that can help with this yet.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed, and
Yeah.
let the community, like, feel free to post something in the hub, because this
Yeah,
seems
I
like a
think
pretty
that
on
maybe
fire
I'll
issue.
try that again. I'll try that again. Okay, let me put that as an action item for myself. Let me post in the hub to request someone to consult on Azure configuration. Okay. And I don't feel like we need to go into the rest of these topics today. So do either of you have anything that you'd like to share or discuss?
Sarah?
No, Adam, I'll see you in 8 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
And
give you guys a little bit of a break here for your
well,
next meeting.
let me just, before we go, Sarah, what I've never joined one of these, well, except for the my very first new member meetup call. What specifically did you want me to do to assist with this?
Oh, I just thought I mean, I don't think we need assistance. I'll be there to set up the live stream, and Ian will be hosting the discussion. I just thought it would be good for you to be there, since Mike will be there, and the Stony Brook
Gotcha.
chapter, and they really wanted to talk about outreach.
Gotcha. Okay,
So
cool. Okay,
you don't
excellent.
have to come if you're you know busy, but would be great to have you there.
No, I'm thrilled to join. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, guys, thank you so much.
Thanks all.
See you next week, I hope.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.